सरकार में एफिडेविट दे डाला कि भगवान राम का कोई अस्तित्व नहीं है, तब राहुल गांधी खामोश क्यों बैठे थे? क्या वो भी षड्यंत्र का हिस्सा थे?
BJP hits back hard, calls him a seasonal Hindu, says at least now Rahul Gandhi is taking Lord Ram's name. And Republic accesses the NIFIR in the Mangaluru blast case. Sharik booked under the UAPA among other sections. He also planned to murder several people. A very good evening. Thank you for staying with us here on Republic. On this edition of the news, in fact, we are bringing to you a story that's coming in from Assam. Now, this is where the interim report that has been submitted on Friday by the Assam State Commission for Review and Assessment of the Problems of the Satra lands has been mentioned. Now, here the report entails that about 7,504 bighas of land that belong to 303 Satras of the state are under encroachment. According to the interim report that has been submitted to the Chief Minister, Himanta Biswa Sarma, the highest quantum of encroachment of the land is in the Barpeta district. About 74% of the total Satra land is under encroachment that's located in Lakhimpur, in Nagaon, in Bongaigaon and Dhubri districts. The Chief Minister has also assured action in the entire case. And on your screens, you're reading actually more excerpts that have really come in from this report that has been accessed by Republic. Now, how big is this problem? What do these figures mean? Who is behind this encroachment? These are questions that obviously will startle you also. Let's get in our colleague Anirudh, who has more details, and he's filed this exclusive ground report.
Krapsla, the committee which was formed to look into the land grabbings and encroachment that has taken place on Hotra lands in Assam has submitted its interim report to the Chief Minister of Assam, Dr. Himanta Biswa Sarma. What has come out in the interim report has shocked all people across the state. In the surveyed around 35,000 bighas of land, approximately 8,500 bighas of land have been encroached, of which around 5,500 bighas of land belongs to Hotras situated in Barpeta district of Assam alone. Barpeta district has been taken over by illegal encroaches over the last few decades. Right now I am at Polla Hotra in Hortebari. In Polla Hotra particularly, if you see, the encroachment is not a threat here exactly in the Hotra, but the threat perception cannot be denied. Even though no land of Polla Hotra has been encroached or grabbed so far, it lives in a close vicinity of places which have been settled by people of suspected nationality, which has been also pointed out by the members of the commission formed to look into the encroachment that has taken place. कैसा माहौल है खास तौर पे, और बरपेटा ज़िले की यदि बात करें 5,000 से भी ज़्यादा ज़मीन यहाँ पर घुसपैठियों ने बेदखल कर लिया है.
First of all, देखिए बरपेटा district, actually this district is known as a Satra district only, Satra Nagari, and from this Satra it's only 7 to 8 kilometers away. Byagsi Satra, udhar encroachment already start हो गया. Half of Byagsi Satra is under illegal encroachment only. So ये जो स्टार्ट हो गया है ऑलरेडी. पल्ला सत्रा है, सराउंडिंग में जितना भी सत्रा है उसमें चारों तरफ एनक्रोचमेंट स्टार्ट हो गया है. तो अभी हम लोग इधर कुछ अगर प्रोटेक्शन स्टार्ट ना करे, गवर्नमेंट कुछ इनिशिएटिव ना ले, तो ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा विद इन 10 to 15 years ये सत्रा भी वही इलीगल इमिग्रेंट के अंदर ही चला जाएगा.
There are certain Hotras in Barpeta district which are not only in the verge of extinction but in fact have almost been extinct. One such hotra to be named is the Jonia hotra in Barpeta district, the Moinbari hotra in Barpeta district, the Biakusi hotra again in Barpeta district. In Barpeta district alone, as we have been saying, that more than 5,500 bighas of land have been encroached by illegal encroachers. Now the question is, will the government also ensure that in the remaining hotras where encroachment have not taken place will be safeguarded when there is still time remaining? With video journalist Ashok, I am Anuruddha Bhakat and this is Republic Media Network. Standing in front of the Bhattadev Hotra in Biakusi, of which 4,000 bighas of land have been encroached. This is the entrance of the Bhattadev Hotra in Biakusi, which where around 4,000 bighas of land have been encroached. And I would also like to highlight that apart from the Bhattadev Hotra here in Biakusi, 859 bighas of land have been encroached in Barpeta Hotra, 282 bighas of land have been encroached in Hundaridia Hotra, 140 bighas of land have been encroached in Moinbari Hotra, over 100 bighas of land have been encroached in Pirola Hotra, and the list continues. Bhattadev Biakusi Hotra, one of the biggest hotra in Assam, now is in the verge of extinction. Hardly the land in which we are going to step in now is the only piece of land which now exists in the hand of the Bhattadev Hotra in Biakusi. This is the temple premises. Hardly around 20 bighas of land exist here, and this is the only land that now literally belongs to the Hotra, whereas over 4,000 bighas of land have been encroached. In Assam, the situation is very grave. The committee has submitted its interim report. The full report will be submitted very soon. And the committee had put it on record that there was political patronage by various political parties as well as organization, for which the encroachers got an upper hand to encroach government land. That very fact was also put on record by the Harisankar Brahma Committee report, whose interim report was brought to light only by Republic TV in 2017. With video journalist Ashok, I am Anuruddha Bhakat and this is Republic Media Network.
So that is our colleague Anirudh, who has actually filed that entire exhaustive report for you with some very, very startling details. You know, Anirudh, I think that's some tremendous amount of groundwork that you've got for us, detailing, you know, the extent of this encroachment, and it's mind-boggling. Why don't you now first up tell us who's responsible for this, who's behind this? You know, what is the importance of all these numbers that you've got to us, and what do sources in the state administration and the agencies say?
Yes, Dipti, if you look into the encroachment pattern, particularly in the state of Assam, you will see that since pre-independence time, this land encroachment have been on. It all began with the British India policy of grow more food, and it continued even after independence, and the governments at that point in time always patronized land grabbing by a certain section of people in the name of growing more food. And as the years progressed, if we go into the 70s and the 80s, you will find that political patronage for vote bank politics made the situation even more grim, as more and more lands were started to be grabbed and encroached in the due course of time. In the last report that I was quoting, that is of the Harishankar Brahmari Committee report, whose full report was tabled to the government in 2019, and the interim report was brought to light by only Republic TV in 2017. In there also, the very fact that land grabbing and land encroachment in Assam has been taking place under the patronage of political parties and various organizations, and that also at certain time the government have a direct backing to the land encroachers has been once again put on record by the members and the chairperson of Krapsla. Yesterday, when the chairman of Krapsla, that is the commission which was formed to look into the matters of the Hotra land encroachment, Pradeep Hazarika, was asked by Republic if there is any government backing that was given to the encroachers in the past. He had clearly said that without government backing, without any political patronage, land encroachment up to such a huge extent, the figures that we have been putting out is not at all possible. And Mrinal Saikia, another member of the Krapsla, has also said it on record that the encroachment which have been happening, 99.99%, he said, I'm quoting him, of the encroachment in the Hotra land have been done by people of suspected origin. Tipti.
Okay. You know, Anirudh, I think this story has so many layers to it, because something to the extent of what we are reporting and what you actually brought out in your ground reports, not possible without the connivance of those at the top, the previous governments, the previous perhaps legislators there who are responsible today for why and how was this encroachment allowed to grow at an extent like this, Anirudh. But there's another ground report that Anirudh has filed for us. So let's play that out and then we carry forward this entire conversation.
Bhatra Biaskusi, we are now joined by some of the devotees of this particular Hotra, whose highest number of land have been encroached. 4,000 bighas of land belonging to Biaskusi Hotra, Hotadev Hotra in Biaskusi have been encroached by suspected immigrants. And we will be joined by Surendra Talukdar, a retired teacher of the Biaskusi High School. I would like to know from you, sir, how this encroachment has been on for the last many decades, and what is the pattern of the land grabbing here?
Some immigrants come from abroad, and they coming here surrounding our village, where there are 4,000 bighas land under the Bhattadev Satra, and they came from the abroad and they occupied without any authority, taking any authority, without any taking order from the government. They take away all lands from the Bhattadev Satra.
यहाँ पे यदि देखा जाए कि जो पैटर्न है उनका लैंड ग्रेबिंग, जमीन कब्जा करने की जो पैटर्न है, वो किस तरह से वो लोग करते जा रहे हैं?
लोग आते हैं जाते हैं, वो जब जो खाली जमीन देखते हैं वहाँ पर ऑक्युपाई करते हैं, वहाँ पर बस्ती बनते हैं, इसी तरह से तो वो लोग ने करता है, कब्जा करते हैं।
अभी जो सरकार का जो रिपोर्ट आया है, ये हालांकि इंटरिम रिपोर्ट है, वहाँ पर कई सारे सजेशंस दिए गए हैं और ये भी एस्पेक्ट हाईलाइट किया गया है कि भट्टदेव हत्र का ज़मीन किस तरह से पूरे असम में सबसे ज़्यादा भट्टदेव हत्र बियासकुसी का ज़मीन कब्जे पर लिया गया है। इस पर क्या कार्रवाई की मांग आप लोग करते हैं?
हम लोग मांगते हैं कि सरकार ने ये सब जमीन जो ये करता है, कब्जे करते हैं, ये कब्जे करने वाला आदमी से वो निकाल करके हमको पोसा देगा, ये हम लोग चाहते हैं।
So the demand remains same among each and every concerned citizen of the state, that the land which has been encroached by the suspected illegal immigrants should be immediately evicted and be handed over to the own us, the Hatros of Assam.
Let's again go back to Anirudh, who has more details to the entire story. You know, Anirudh, now we do know that this report is with the Chief Minister. He's obviously going to be perusing through it. Is there going to be action? Will there be action against this illegal encroachment? Because, you know, there are obviously a lot of fears whether these are illegal, you know, migrants and obviously looks like, and the kind of danger possibly they could bring to the state and then to the country.
Yes, Dipti. In fact, we have been in touch with the Chief Minister's office, and the Chief Minister's office have not yet made any official comment on it. However, we are being told that the Chief Minister is closely monitoring the interim report. The entire interim report runs over 200 pages. It's around 219 pages are there to be exact, and this entire after going through each and every page of the report, the Chief Minister has said that he will be taking firm action against all the illegal encroachment to make sure that the Hatra lands which have been encroached are made encroachment free. We would like to also highlight that during this process, when the survey was on by the Craftsla in various Hatra, some of the particular Hatras were facing a lot of threats, and in those particular cases, on priority basis, already eviction drives were carried out at different point in time in the last 1.5 years, and also in certain places like Gorukhuti in Darang district, we saw how the eviction was carried out in large scale by the state government, and similarly in areas adjoining the Barpeta Hatra, areas adjoining the Moinbadi Hatra, eviction drive have already been carried out, and we are expecting that after the complete report is stable, Dipti, strict measures will be taken by the state government. Yes.
Yes, the reason why, Anirudh, it's important for us to keep a track of that story, and as always, we trust you to get us every breaking development. This is Anirudh, who's broken that entire story for you here at Republic, helping us understand why is illegal encroachment such a huge and a real security threat in Assam. We quickly head into a break right now, and on the other side, we'll also put our focus on one more extremely important story that's developing in from the state of West Bengal. Bengal and bombs. What really is the relation? How can you have a TMC leader whose house now has seen an explosion? Who was making bombs inside? And why is the BJP alleging that this is the handiwork of the TMC? We get you the full story on the other side of this very quick break.
मेरी नजरों से चुना, तेरी हरकतों से सुना, कभी जीती तू, कभी मैं हारा, फिर भी खूबसूरत है ये नजारा, क्योंकि इसमें है खुला
कुछ मेरा, कुछ तुम्हारा।
अमेजिंग स्पेसेस के लिए ग्रीन लैम लैमिनेट्स, कुछ मेरा, कुछ तुम्हारा।
Nora, did you receive some gifts from Nora, did you receive gifts? Nora, did you receive gifts? 1 minute. Nora, did you receive gifts from Sukesh Chandrasekhar? Big revelation on the question posed by Republic. She has clearly denied of receiving any gifts from Sukesh Chandrasekhar.
A high voltage battle which will decide the nation's political trajectory. Who will break their records and which faces will be the winners?
89 out of the 182 seats go to polls. Stay tuned to India's election news headquarters
As Gujarat goes to polls, live coverage minute by minute
all day today on Republic.
Pakistan that would boast to the Chinese and tell them that, we can guarantee you absolute peace in Afghanistan, build the China-Pakistan economic corridor right through the heart of Afghanistan. But in the last 1 year, more than 300 Pakistani soldiers and policemen have been killed by various factions of the Afghan Taliban, and also the fearsome terrorist organization, the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan. Today, Pakistan is suing for peace.
What is it that is unique about your father's story to build the largest logistics company?
99% in the movie, it is a real-time story what has happened with us in our life. That's what been captured.
Why should a young person watch this film?
All the youngsters out there, they want to be an entrepreneur just in overnight. मतलब वो shortcut देख रहे हैं. Any business for that matter or any work for that matter और success आपको overnight नहीं आती. This is that film.
Sidhu Moosewala murder probe widens. Gangster Goldie Brar detained in America. Will he be extradited to India next?
Jagdish Titler campaigning for the Congress party. This move, of course, had been heavily criticized by the BJP as well as the AIMIM party.
After Jacqueline Fernandez, it is actor Nora Fatehi who's facing the heat of the agency. A very good evening. This is what we are now talking of the state of West Bengal. Just right ahead of the 2023 Panchayat polls, Bengal has witnessed violence yet again. And we say yet again because there is this entire cycle of violence that you see keep going round and round in Bengal. An explosion this time was reported at the residence of a local TMC leader in the state. 3 people are dead. 2 others are injured. These are the images on your screens to tell you the extent of this explosion and how powerful this was. Remember, 3 people have lost their lives. This happened this morning as the local TMC leader, Rajkumar Manna, there is said to have been pronounced as dead. Also, the BJP, remember, has already launched a scathing allegation on the TMC. What they say is that the TMC leader was making bombs here at this particular residence. I quickly want to get in Ajay Prakash Majumdar, who's joining us live right now in this edition of the news. He is also the TMC Vice President. Mr. Majumdar, sir, good evening. Can you hear us?
Can you hear me? Good evening.
We can, sir. You're loud and clear. I just want to know, what is this relation of Bengal with bombs?
No, Bengal, throughout the last almost 50 years, political history has, it's a sad history of violence and politics during 34 years of CPM regime, before that Naxal regime. And the most importantly, now whatever the reminiscence of that violent politics is continuing, we see here in Bengal that BJP and CPM, that they have joined hands together to reintroduce violent politics in Bengal. Every time they are threatening the peaceful ambience of Bengal.
One second, Mr. Majumdar, sir. It is your government. It is the TMC ruling in the state of West Bengal. So who will you blame for what happened?
No, we would blame that conspiracy about BJP and CPM only because you will find all these bombs during the last few months. So you should have hatched that conspiracy. If you're aware that there was a conspiracy, why don't you catch those who conspired? Because 3 people, sir, have lost their lives. I'm coming to it. Just you see that last several months, all these bombs are being recovered by none other than West Bengal police. West Bengal police means ruling party Trinamool Congress. They are active, and our chief minister continuously asking the police to recover these illegal arms. That is the position of the state government. On the other hand, there are the open borders and regular import of the explosive materials and armaments. And today's tweet of Subhendu Adhikari is very
I'm now a little confused. It is like you want to run with the hare, sir, hunt with the hound. Because you say the left was to be blamed for all the cycle of political violence. Now, when you are in power, you say the BJP is conspiring with the left. What is your state police doing? What is your intelligence agency doing? And all this was happening at a local TMC leader's home. Are you saying all these bomb-making materials were planted there, it exploded?
Yes, of course. Because, today's Shubhendu Adhikari has tweeted. If you go through that tweet in the morning, it is clearly stated that he knew about the whereabouts of the bomb, and also he has said where it would have been used. He said that it would have been used at Kontai. Kontai is the place where Abhishek Banerjee today is having a mammoth rally. That means it was aimed to disrupt that rally as per the tweet of Shubhendu Adhikari. So police, I think police should.
Sir, you know, I don't understand. I don't understand. I've run out of time, but there are so many more questions on the top of my mind and our viewers' mind. Because, you know, you're telling me that you have a ruling TMC government. The government is not able to catch these people who are planting bombs at a TMC leader's house. There is an explosion, he dies. And you're linking all this to the Abhishek Banerjee rally. We leave it there, sir, but there are a lot of unanswered questions, as I said, only for want of time, Mr. Majumdar. Thank you, sir.
That is not true.
We'll reconnect. We'll be visiting that story again. Okay, but I think we'll wait for evidence, sir. For the moment, I quickly thank you for speaking to us on the other side of this quick break.
Police is arresting.
There is lots more.
We'll and trying to find out the thing.
Okay, we'll track that story, sir.
2 days before. As it happened in 3 days before, police is not only recovering
we'll find out,
bombs.
sir, who are these people who've been arrested.
Of course, you will try to find out that police has already arrested people of ISF who are now the partner of BJP. That has happened. And you know, like in Kashmir, you have seen during last several years, there are regular problems, and BJP, the ruling government.
All right, conspiracy is the famous alibi that netas use when they have no answers. But Republic will track that story. With this, it's time for me to say thank you to you on this edition of the news. Our colleague Abhishek is joining you next with our breaking updates that we continue to track. Remember, also as Gujarat is headed now for the second phase of elections, there are a lot of controversies brewing. On the other side of this quick break, lots more.
What is it that is unique about your father's story to build the largest logistics company?
99% in the movie, it is a real-time story what has happened with us in our life. That's what been captured.
Why should a young person watch this film?
All the youngsters out there, they want to be an entrepreneur just in overnight. मतलब वो shortcut देख रहे हैं. Any business for that matter or any work for that matter और success आपको overnight नहीं आती. This is that film.
Sidhu Moosewala murder probe widens. Gangster Goldie Brar detained in America. Will he be extradited to India next?
Jagdish Titler campaigning for the Congress party. This move, of course, had been heavily criticized by the BJP as well as the Aam Aadmi Party.
After Jacqueline Fernandez, it is actor Nora Fatehi who is facing the heat of the agency.
The report exposes how Robert Vadra and Huda's family conspired together in a multi-crore scam.
Mr. Malia, why are the questions bothering you when I'm not getting a single answer? The entire disputed land will be handed over to the Hindu parties to make a Ram temple.
The mental torture of Jadha that is consistently happening there, it's a very clear indication about how these confessions are actually doctored and taken.
Delhi High Court has said the riots in 2020 evidently did not happen in the spur of the moment.
We see a split verdict in the Supreme Court. The one thing that needs to be understood is what is going to happen.
On Bharat Jodo Yatra, Rahul Gandhi says BJP and RSS don't respect Sita and hence they say Jai Shri Ram instead of Jai Siya Ram.
में एफिडेविट दे डाला कि भगवान राम का कोई अस्तित्व नहीं है, तब राहुल गांधी खामोश क्यों बैठे थे? क्या वो भी षड्यंत्र का हिस्सा थे?
BJP Hitchpackard calls him seasonal Hindu, says at least now Rahul Gandhi is taking Lord Ram's name.
लाइव ले रहे हैं.
Political parties give a final push on the last day of campaigning ahead of Gujarat's second phase of polling. Three people killed in a bomb explosion outside TMC booth president's residence in Bengal's East Medinipur district. BJP alleges TMC booth president was making bombs as the blast comes ahead of Suvendu Adhikari and Abhishek Banerjee's rallies. Republic accesses NIA FIR in the Mangaluru blast case. Sharik poked under UAPA among other sections plan to murder several people. Well, good evening and welcome friends this Saturday evening. Let's begin with a breaking news development coming in from Gujarat. And that's a big political scoop. Hours before the second phase of assembly polls or the campaigning ends, AIMIM is facing an internal revolt. A former leader of AIMIM has spoken about the internal strategies of the party and is claiming that the All India Muttahadul Muslimin has had dealings to not win but cut into votes, and hence not too much of a push is being given to the MLAs. There are several leaders of the party who have now come out and stated there are deals being struck with the ruling party of the constituency as well, especially to focus on Jamalpur and Daryapur constituencies in Ahmedabad. Two state-level leaders have already tendered their resignations over the same. That's a big breaking development, essentially suggesting that someone from the AIMIM has come out and said that the party is essentially acting as vote cutter against the Congress and thus helping the BJP. And